At the Winchester pub, Sean and Liz discuss their relationship. Liz wants more quality time without Ed, Sean's best friend, while Sean tries to reassure her. Their friend's presence at the pub underscores the problem. Liz seeks a more fulfilling life and relationship, noting their anniversary was spent at the pub. Sean promises to make changes and plans a dinner for just the two of them. In their apartment, Pete confronts Sean about their front door being left open, blaming Ed. Sean defends Ed, citing their long friendship and Ed's humor. Pete, frustrated with Ed's behavior and lack of contribution, questions when Ed will leave. Paul approaches Ed and asks him to help out more around the house by cleaning up and taking down messages from the answering machine, not just his own. Ed agrees even if he's not going to do any of those things. As Sean is about to leave, the phone rings. Sean asks Ed to answer it, but Ed ignores the request. The call goes to voicemail, and it's Liz, Sean's girlfriend, leaving a message asking to change their date from 7 to 8. Sean went outside to go to work. He then boarded a bus. People on the bus were simply dozing off. He noticed someone fainting in the window. In his workplace, 2 people were off, so he notified the rest of the team that he would be in charge for the rest of the day. As Sean was talking to customers, Noel screamed his name and told him that his father was there. Sean clarifies that Philip is his stepfather and goes to speak with him. Philip reminds Sean of their meeting the following day and suggests he bring flowers for Barbara to make up for forgetting Mother's Day. Noel questions Sean about talking to his father at work. Sean insists that he can separate his work and personal life. As he makes this point, Liz calls to ask if he got her message. To prove his point to Noel, Sean responds affirmatively to everything and hangs up. Sean buys flowers at a floral shop and notices odd behavior around him, but he dismisses it due to unclear vision. On the bus, he observes similar strange behavior with people coughing and dozing off. Exiting the bus, Sean feels uneasy and sees heavy traffic. While walking, he encounters Yvonne, who asks about Liz. Remembering he forgot to reserve a table for them, Sean rushes home to book it, but the restaurant informs him their last table was already given away. Sean calls Liz to inform her about the table, but she hangs up angrily. He takes the flowers and goes to Liz's place where her roommates, Diane and David, tell him that she's angry. Despite their initial refusal, they eventually let him in. Liz expresses her frustration with Sean's unfulfilled promises and lack of change. Sean gives Liz the flowers, but she notices a note saying, "To a wonderful mom." When she questions it, Sean claims it was a spur-of-the-moment joke. Liz asks if the flowers were really for his mom, and Sean admits that they were, leading her to give them back. She then breaks up with him. Devastated, Sean goes to the bar and tells Ed about the breakup. Ed tries to cheer him up by making jokes about the people at the bar. After leaving the bar, Sean and Ed start singing. On their walk home, they encounter a zombie, but unaware of what it is, they make fun of him and continue on their way. Loud music is playing, and Sean and Ed are singing along. Pete interrupts by throwing the CD out. Sean apologizes, explaining he split with Liz. As Pete leaves, Ed insults him, prompting Pete to return and attempt to punch Ed. Sean intervenes, and Pete criticizes Ed for dragging Sean down and urges Sean to improve his lifestyle. The next morning, Sean goes to the supermarket. Unaware, he walks past zombies on the street. At the supermarket, he notices that Nelson is missing from the counter, so he also leaves the money and leaves. Sean returns home and turns on the TV, but he skips through reports about the ongoing situation. Ed informs him there's a girl in their garden. They approach her, thinking that she's just drunk and trying to kiss Sean, but she's actually attempting to eat him. Finally, Sean pushed her away and she fell on a metal pipe that stabbed her from behind and exited in the front. She got up with a hole in her stomach. Another zombie appears, and Sean and Ed dash to the house. While watching the news, another zombie enters the house, and Ed hits him with an ashtray. The reporter states that the only way to kill zombies is by removing the head or the brain. Sean and Ed attempt to do this, using household items and discs, but it doesn't work. They then grab a shovel and a cricket bat, and successfully beat the zombies to death. Sean speaks with his mother and learns that his stepfather, Philip has been bitten. Sean and Ed devise a plan to kill Philip, rescue Sean's mom, get Liz, and head to the Winchester pub until the crisis is over. When Sean goes upstairs, he encounters Pete as a zombie and quickly flees with Ed. They drive to Sean's mom's house, where Sean attempts to hit Philip with a bat, but finds that he hasn't turned into a zombie yet. Sean tries to persuade his mom to leave Philip, but she refuses. Eventually, everyone agrees to leave, including Philip, but they're attacked outside, and Philip gets bitten again. They escape in the car and head to Liz's apartment, where Sean climbs in through a window. He convinces Liz and her roommates, David and Diane, to join them, and they all get into the car. In the car, Philip confesses that he always wanted Sean to be strong and that he loved him. Then he dies and turns into a zombie. After locking a zombified Philip in the car, the group decides to walk and encounters Yvonne and her family. They exchange greetings and directions before parting ways. As they pass by houses, Barbara stops at her friends Joe and Jill's house. This is unbeknownst to the others, who continue walking until Sean realizes that his mom is missing. He rushes back to her as she faces zombies, presumed to be Joe and Jill. Liz assists Sean and Diane and throws him a pole to defend himself. With just one fence left before reaching the Winchester pub, but hundreds of zombies are blocking the way. David expresses regret about leaving the apartment. Sean then devises a plan to mimic zombies, guided by Diane on their behavior. The ruse gets them across the street safely, but they find the pub's door is locked. Sean's attempt to whisper for entry attracts the zombies. And suddenly, Ed's phone starts to ring, worsening the situation, which leads to an argument with Sean. In a tense moment, David breaks the pub window out of nervousness, risking zombie intrusion. Sean attempts to divert the zombies by offering himself as bait. Amidst the chaos, Barbara discovers the flowers that Sean had brought for her. The group is concerned about Sean's prolonged absence, having been gone for 20 minutes. They discuss ways to secure the broken window. David complains about their dire situation, highlighting the lack of power and the absence of the pub's owner. Liz defends Sean, believing he wouldn't abandon them. David questions her faith in Sean, especially after she recently ended their relationship for his unreliability. He then mentioned their survival plan, including what they'll eat. Liz, frustrated, admits that she doesn't know what will happen, but insists that they need to make the best of their situation until Sean returns. Liz asks Ed to get her a drink, and Diane got up to join, and this angered David. He went to the bar and started throwing snacks, but Sean came at that exact moment. David asked how he managed to escape and how he got in. He told him there's a back door. Sean went to turn the breaker on, and he saw that zombies followed him there, and they were standing by the window. He then finds out about the zombified owners. Sean tells Liz what's happening, and she says they need to be quiet. But Ed starts the pub's slot machine, attracting more zombies. They unplug it, but zombies are already at the windows. The pub owner, John, shows up, and Liz, Ed, and Sean hit him with a pool stick and a fire extinguisher. Ed gives Sean a rifle, which Sean uses to hit John. Ed suggests shooting the gun, but Sean thinks it's not real until he accidentally fires it and sees that it is real. Sean asks Liz to look after Barbara, who gives Liz a necklace. Liz tries to say she and Sean broke up, but Barbara just gives her the necklace. Liz sees a bite mark on Barbara's wrist. Sean fights off zombies with help from the others. He sees his mom's been bitten, and she thanks him for the flowers before dying. David says they must shoot Barbara before she turns into a zombie. Sean doesn't want to. They argue. David says they need to be realistic. Sean is upset because David doesn't like him and likes Liz. The argument shows David liked Liz but became friends with Sean because Liz didn't like him back. They need to focus on the zombies. Barbara transforms into a zombie and Sean kills her. David commends Sean for doing the right thing, but Sean punches David. In response, David points the gun at Sean, causing panic amongst the group. He then declares his intention to leave, but Diane persuades him to stay. As David apologizes to Diane and Sean, the zombies break through the window and pull him outside. Liz and Diane attempt to rescue him, but the zombies overpower them and begin to devour David. In a desperate move, Diane grabs David's severed leg and charges it into the horde of zombies, inadvertently allowing more of them to enter. The zombified Pete reemerges, launching an attack that results in Ed getting bitten. Sean shoots Pete. Sean, Liz, and Ed seek refuge behind the bar. To create a protective barrier, Sean ingeniously sets the bar ablaze using alcohol and matches. The fire not only keeps the zombies at bay, but also ignites shotgun shells left on the bar. Sean, Liz, and Ed take refuge in the cellar, realizing they only have 2 bullets left. Sean and Liz contemplate suicide as a way out, while Ed volunteers to be eaten by the zombies. Sean expresses his feelings of failure for not being able to save Di, David, or his mom. Liz reassures him that he tried, and that's what counts. They discuss the possibility of shooting themselves to avoid being turned into zombies, but Sean doubts he can shoot his flatmate, his mom, and his girlfriend in one night. Sean and Liz discover a small lift for kegs that provides an escape route onto the street. Sean urges them to leave, but Ed decides to stay behind, believing he's only going to hold them back. He insists that Sean and Liz should make a go of it. As Sean and Liz emerge from the pub, ready to attack the zombies, the British Army arrive. The soldiers quickly spring into action, gunning down the zombies and securing the area. Then, Yvonne came and greeted them. Sean and Liz are then taken to safety by the military. Half a year goes by. Society has regained its usual rhythm, with the added twist of employing the remaining zombies for menial tasks and amusement. Liz has settled into Sean's home, where he's confined the zombified Ed in the backyard shed. Despite his undead state, Ed retains a degree of awareness. He and Sean continue to share moments of camaraderie as they engage in video games within the confines of the shed. This peculiar arrangement marks a bittersweet closure to their extraordinary journey, blending the mundane with the remarkable in their new reality. Are you ready to keep binging more movie recaps? Make sure you click that video on screen, go grab some popcorn, a soda, and get ready for another awesome movie. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click this video on screen now.